Chaos marks Marc Marquez's dramatic victory over Marco Bezzecchi in the 2025 German MotoGP sprint race. The race was marked by a terrifying crash involving Franco Morbidelli in the first 3 laps. Fabio Quartararo delivered an impressive performance aboard the Yamaha YZR M1, managing to secure 3rd place. Marc Marquez emerged as the winner of the German MotoGP sprint race at the Sachsenring circuit. Marco Bezzecchi took the early lead in the race, which was held under wet track conditions. He capitalized on Marc Marquez running wide in the first corner. That mistake dropped Marquez down to 5th place. The top 3 positions were then held by Bezzecchi, Franco Morbidelli, and Fabio Quartararo. Morbidelli crashed just 3 laps into the sprint race. He went down hard while tackling turn 8 of the Sachsenring circuit. The baby alien, Marquez's nickname, had already climbed to 3rd place by lap 5, overtaking Fabio Di Giannantonio. Marquez's teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, was in 12th place at the halfway point of the race, while Alex Marquez held 8th position. Entering lap 8, Marquez began chasing down Quartararo, who was running in 2nd. Marquez moved up to 2nd place on lap 9 after passing Quartararo. The gap between Marquez and race leader Bezzecchi continued to narrow as there were 4 laps remaining in the German MotoGP sprint race. A fierce battle between the two unfolded at the first corner of the final lap at Sachsenring. However, Marquez managed to hold his position and snatched the lead from Bezzecchi. Marquez finished the race in 1st place, followed by Bezzecchi in 2nd and Quartararo in 3rd. Below are the complete results of the 2025 German MotoGP sprint race. Quartararo reveals Yamaha V4 engine debut test time. Fabio Quartararo hopes to ride Yamaha's new V4 MotoGP prototype for the first time in September. Misano, in September. That's when Fabio Quartararo is expected to test Yamaha's V4 engine, currently being developed alongside the inline 4 currently used in the YZR M1, for the first time. A prototype of the V4 engine has been tested several times, most recently at last week's Brno test, with Yamaha test riders Augusto Fernandez and Andrea Dovizioso. However, the engine has not yet been tested by any Yamaha riders, whose focus remains on the inline version. The first photos of the bike have leaked from the Brno test, but so far no lap times have been revealed. However, if all goes according to plan, Fernandez is expected to race the new bike as a wildcard at one of the final rounds of the season, with Motegi long touted as a possible venue. But before that, Quartararo revealed he will make his V4 debut after riding inline bikes throughout his Premier Class career during or around the official Misano test on September 15th. Of course, I'll test it. I think around September, I think during the Misano test, he said on Thursday at the German MotoGP. The feedback has been positive, so far, but until I test the bike, at the moment, it's just what the technicians tell me. Until you test the bike, you won't really feel the bike's potential. Quartararo arrived in Germany after taking his 4th pole position of the season at Assen. But after crashing in the sprint race, he could only manage a 10th place finish at the Grand Prix, where he narrowly avoided Firmin Aldiger's crash. I think it's very important to start on the front row or the 2nd row. However, our main problem is consistency, both in the sprint race and in the race, said the French rider. Of course I'll try my best to be fast in qualifying, but we have to keep working hard to improve our race pace, especially when we have to be consistent with the other manufacturers. That's where we're struggling. Quartararo achieved his latest MotoGP victory, and for Yamaha, at the Sachsenring in 2022.